Well, good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming out here on this rainy day. I was just talking to Commissioner Jones. Of course, all of you know who he is. He was lamenting last night's homecoming and how the weather kind of kept all that down. But the team came in strong, put on a great performance again. Coach Hughes, he's doing wonderful things down here. So there's a lot of stuff going on in Fairview today. The Titans football is playing for a championship, and just everything else going on in the community. But we're glad that you took time out of your busy morning to come here. My name's Gordon Hampton. I'm the Director of Parks for Williamson County, and it is a great pleasure to be here this morning. It's always great to come and see everybody in Fairview, and we're excited about welcoming you here this morning. What we would like to do to get everything started, I'd like to introduce folks that are here from the Fairview High School Chorus. At this time, I would like for those folks to come up under the direction of Miss Jessica White, and they will lead us in our national anthem. If you would, please, when they begin, please stand, and if you would remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Williamson County's Mayor, Mr. Rogers Anderson.
Thank you, Gordon, and thanks to everyone for coming out today for the reopening of the old Fairview High School. As many of you have known, many years ago, I used to run up and down this gym floor actually to do some refereeing, and it's always good to come back. This is one of my favorite gym floors to run on. Many of you know Ricky Jones. Dwight Jones is the other county commissioner who's not able to be with us today. I saw Mark Green's representing. Patty Carroll, where are you sitting at? Betty Carroll, Mark Green's representative, we thank you for being here and showing the interest of that. To all the Williamson County Parks and Recreation employees in their shirts over here, stand up. Say thanks. We want to say thank you to. Parks and Recreation is a big business in Williamson County, a huge investment we make each and every year. You will see that as you go through the facility. You will see the involvement of our architects who are pretty close to being local. I'm sure Gordon's going to introduce them in a minute. But the main hallway that's got the senior center, which is an area that was very near and dear to our hearts, most of that work was conducted by our own Parks and Recreation to stay within budget. So I personally thank you very much to be able to deliver a product. It's my pleasure now to introduce a man that really needs no introduction. He's a man that I've worked with for some 30 plus years on the commission and in the same role as he has. A gentleman I have a great deal of respect for, and Ricky Jones. Thanks, Ricky.
Before I begin, Shannon Crutcher, city judge, is over there. Kelly Hollers and Stewart, which has an active part in our community. Appreciate them being out here. Roger said he ran up and down this floor years ago as refereeing. I'll tell you a story about me running up and down this floor. Years back when I went to school here, we could have ice cream after lunch, but you were supposed to buy ice cream first. To have lunch first. And I snuck around the line one day and just decided to have ice cream for lunch instead of eat my lunch. And the cafeteria ladies caught me, of course, and took me into Mr. Wallace's office. And my punishment was running up and down these floors a lot for eating ice cream instead of eating lunch. I appreciate what the county has done, keeping this facility open. It brings back home. I see some people here that might have made the first basket on this gym at an official basketball game, and I see these young people over here that's shooting baskets today. It brings a sense of community. It's a focal point for our community. I love what they've done with it. We need to come in here and take advantage of it. I hear the Senior Citizen Center is wonderful. I've seen the weight facility and the fitness center. So please take advantage of this. Come out and enjoy this facility and let's fill it up. And then maybe we can talk someday about adding some new parts to the facility and things like that. So I really do think that we keep this gym, this sense of community, and thank all you guys that work out here. And I really do appreciate you and the mayor and Gordon. Thank you very much.
You know, it's always nice to get the support from both of these guys because that's where the money comes from. And but it's also true that no matter how much money you put into anything, it only goes so far. You have to have people in the facilities in order to justify that. And so every one of you being here today means a lot to me and the staff, and also to these two gentlemen for making it known to everybody that Fairview means a lot to this county, and we want to show that day in and day out. What I'd like to do is just take just a couple of moments to give you some highlights about how we got here and some of the things that you'll be able to look forward to now that we're going to turn these mics off in a few minutes and let everybody turn you loose in this facility. Just a couple of highlights about the facility. The facility itself has a few things that are new, and really it's kind of hard when you think about something and if you don't see new brick and mortar. The only new brick and mortar part of the project was the entryway, and of course we wanted to do that just so it has more of some curb appeal and doesn't look like an old school, but we're trying to make this look like a rec center, and people will, you know, be interested in coming in and looking at it from the road. We have added a 5,000 square foot wellness center, It features 55 pieces of cardio and weight training equipment. We have a 4,000 square foot group fitness studio, a 2,000 square foot indoor cycling studio. Those 2 rooms alone host over 40 classes a week. We have personal training sessions, small group training, and more. In addition to that, we still have the partnership with the Jazzercise program that's been in the community for years and years, and they have a room here where they continue to be able to provide that service as an alternative to the wellness programs that we currently have. A new thing that we have added that we've never had in this facility before are men's and women's locker rooms. Ever since we opened those, this has enabled a lot of different people to use this facility that haven't had the ability to really use it in the past because it wasn't convenient. You know, there are a lot of people that traveled up Highway 100 to go to Nashville to work every day. They like to work out before they go to work. This enables them to be able to do that, take a shower, and make it to work. Same thing happens on that return trip. Before they go home and get settled in and kick that recliner up, it's a lot more convenient sometimes to make that effort to come by the center on your way home, and you don't necessarily want to go home soaking wet. So make sure that you go in and look at all these new wonderful facilities. That was done in a phase 1 completion, and it has already been open, and you've already been able to see that and take advantage of it. What you've been waiting on now, and what we've been waiting on as a staff, was to complete phase 2, which has allowed us to do the grand reopening. Phase 2 renovation includes the expansion of the senior lounge, and I just want to touch on that real quick. You know, we're extremely excited about this. One of the biggest user groups that we have down here are the active seniors in this community, and they had a room that they've had for years and years, and I think you're going to be really pleased and surprised when you go in and see this new room. They didn't have any windows in that other room, and now we've got a bright room for them with all new amenities, and we're going to be programming 5 days a week. They were just using it 2 days a week. They're going to continue to be here. Everybody that was in the building before we did the renovation is still here providing their services, but we're going to expand those services to 5 days a week. After some of you seen that room, you know, nobody wants to age themselves, but some people are going to be trying to lie about their age up. Everybody used to do it to buy a beer and cigarettes and get into the movies, but now they want to do it to be able to get into the fitness center. So, the senior center. So we're looking forward to IDing people, making sure you are a senior, because we're really proud of that room. The other thing is, when you go in the room today, the reason why you see our staff here is because we want you to go into every single room. So while you're here today, you'll want to pick up one of these punch cards. And if you'll take this and visit every room while you're here, let the staff explain to you what's going on. You'll be able to turn this in at the end of your day and your end of your visit, and we'll draw someone out of that. You got to go to every room now, but we'll do a drawing for a free family annual pass, premium pass, and that's worth about $500. So I encourage everybody to do this. Even if you have a pass, you'll be able to take advantage of it, or you can give it to somebody. We'll be glad to work with you on that. Also, we have a special newsletter that is full of all the information that we do here. We're very proud of this. This is, I don't have my glasses on, so I push this out far enough. 17 pages of activities that are all unique to this facility. And it's everything in here for activities from seniors all the way to children. So please take a look at this. If there's something that maybe doesn't necessarily appeal to you, which I would be shocked if there's not something in here, maybe you know somebody that would be able to benefit from it. Going back to the senior programming, in the wellness centers, we do offer the reimbursable programs, Silver Sneakers, Silver and Fit. And then one thing that means so much to the mayor, if you are a veteran, raise your hand, please. Well, first of all, thank you for your service. And then secondly, know that if you're a Williamson County resident and a veteran, you get to use this facility at no charge, and your spouse gets to use it. And your spouse gets to use it for a $100 annual fee. And so that is pretty much all-inclusive. There's certain things that you have to pay for. One thing you don't have to pay for, Mayor, is what? The coffee. There might be a property tax increase just to cover the coffee drank at our rec centers. But no, I'm just joking. Don't say property tax. But we have also a couple of groups that I want to recognize. There will be people here. One of them is here. Where's Jillian? From Meals on Wheels. Meals on Wheels is serving this community, has been serving this community for years. It's part of Mid-Cumberland Services. And so she will be here. If you have people that would benefit from that program, she'll be glad to talk to you about who's eligible and how someone can take advantage. And then we also have another group that's been here for as long as I can remember, and that's the Homemakers group. They have their room down at the end of the hall, and we were so glad to once again be able to take all the people that have been using this facility for all these years and keep them here. We're just putting them in a nice new space, and we consider them to be part of the family here. So once again, thank y'all, Jazzercise, seniors, Homemakers, and everybody else.
Well, I forgot to introduce, you know, when you start trying to recognize people you overlook. So Sherry Anderson, our trustee of Williamson County, sitting on the front row. And I apologize for overlooking. And the final thing I wanted to say, we've given a lot of recognition to a lot of people, but the guy to my immediate left, Gordon Hampton, does an outstanding job throughout our county, the way he leads and the way he directs, but the way he just jumps on to get it done. So personally, I thank you, Gordon, for that very much. Appreciate your hard work.
Well, thank you. That means a lot to my wife to hear those encouraging words from my boss, believe me. So as we are getting ready to wrap it up, where the mayor very thoughtfully, and I always appreciate hearing nice things said about you. We're all human. One of the things I'd like to do are thank some people that really need to be thanked. First of all, I'd like to recognize the architects that work with our staff. Hold on just a second, guys. Don't go yet. Don't go yet. The architects that helped design this facility were C&I architects, Jeff Corlew, Brian Richter. If y'all wouldn't mind standing up there in the cheap seats. I don't know why they're way up there. Also, the general contractor for this was Romac Construction, and David Pope is here from Romac. Just a little side note, anytime you do a renovation of a building that's this old, it takes its toll on folks. And so the superintendent of this job, as soon as he finished it on Friday, what did he do, David? He retired. We didn't do it to him, and neither did this building, but it's pretty ironic. Also, I want to thank all the other divisions and departments, the departments of Williamson County that did a lot of work here to get everything ready, particularly the property management department under the direction of Kevin Benson. He wasn't able to join us today, but he and his guys were in here at the very last minute. The state fire marshal said, you can't open until you replace every light that has an exit sign on it. And by the way, those things are so old, you got to get rid of them. So we scrambled. Frank Hubbock and T.W. Sullivan, who are employees of Parks and Rec, they called in a few favors, and we had about 20-something new devices delivered yesterday morning at 7 a.m. So thanks to all those guys for getting this done. Also, let me thank the staff of Williamson County Parks. Let me start with the staff here at Fairview. We had a meeting Thursday night, and I've never had an opportunity to meet some of the folks that are here. But when I walked away from here, I was touched by their dedication and sincerity and the love for this community. We went around and let everybody introduce themselves, and they're all here because they want to be here, but they want to be here for you. And they're locals. They've been here for a long time. A lot of them went to school here. And if you are part of the part-time staff here, if you would please right now stand. I will make a statement about part-time folks. If I take a week off, the Parks and Recreation Department just continues to truck on. You let the front desk ladies take a week off, or the part-time custodians, or the sit-in service ladies, we might as well shut this building down. So thank y'all all so much, because I do appreciate everything you do. The management team, Dave Schuster, Andrew, Jay, Mike, y'all stand up, please. Once again, they do everything here, and they're here to open the building, they're here to close the building, and they do a wonderful job. Jeff Carlson is the person that keeps this building going. He knows where all the skeletons are buried, and he really probably runs the building. Jeff, if you would stand up, please. Our full-time staff, there are a lot of them here today that really don't have anything to do with the day-to-day operation of Fairview, but they're here because they're so passionate about parks and recreation. And I would like to, I'm not going to be able to recognize every one of them individually, but I do want to recognize Phyllis Huffman. Phyllis is the division head, and she is the superintendent of planning and administration. Phyllis has been here this past week, starting at about 7 o'clock in the morning, and she's been going home about 8 or 9 o'clock every night. I cannot tell you how hard she has worked, and you'll see her footprints and handprints and fingerprints and her taste for decor throughout this building. The senior lounge is really her creation, and I'm so proud of Phyllis and her dedication. She's been with Parks and Recreation over 30 years, and that experience shows. And so really, Phyllis, where are you at? She's out there working. I want you to look for someone that has Phyllis around their neck. After you see everything, when you go up and down the hallways, give her a pat on the back, because she's really worked hard for it. So with all that being said, I'm glad you're here. I want you to be here every day. Tell your friends and neighbors about it. We're glad we're back open, and we want to serve this community. We want you to be fit, well, and happy. One of the things Williamson County does is they take care of their residents. We have the best school system in the country. We have the best Parks and Recreation Department in the country. And you've got a fine center here. I'm going to say this. You have the largest, most up-to-date, state-of-the-art wellness center of all the recreation centers that we operate in the county. That is the largest and the best one that we've got. This facility is also home to the largest and the most square footage dedicated to group fitness that we have in the county. So we're here to make a commitment to keep you on your feet, out of your seat, and well. So once again, on behalf of the mayor, Commissioner Jones, Commissioner Dwight Jones, who wasn't able to be here today, thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy your new rec center. Now, if you would please, we're going to have a ribbon cutting ceremony. Carrie, where are we going to do it? And as soon as we cut the ribbon, you will be able to have at it.